have this insane female here, which is a blackhead, spot nose, yellow belly. Welcome back, YouTube, and thanks for tuning in. This video is actually going to be a review on the CSerpents Rack V-18, which is a hatchling rack. It's a little bit bigger tubs, a little bigger rack than like their typical hatchling rack. This is like the next step up. It is roughly about 2 weeks turnaround time before we got it, after we ordered it. Turnaround time to me, I mean, I wasn't in a big hurry anyways, but 2 weeks to have a rack built and sent and shipped to you all the way from Florida was, I mean, it's fantastic if you ask me. I was really, really happy with their customer service, and Chris over there was amazing to deal with. Great customer service. So roughly, the rack is 16¼ inches wide, and it's 19 inches long, and about 16 and roughly 3/8 inches tall. So the rack that we got is only the 8-tub rack for the V-18, and it's amazing. And let me go ahead and show you the tubs. So the tubs are 18 inches long, 3.5 inches high, and 7.5 inches wide. So it gives you plenty of room for your smaller hatchlings to grow, and I believe you can keep them up to about 400 grams in here. So it's an awesome rack. It only took roughly about 24 hours to really dial it in, get my temps set right. One thing I noticed that I have up here, and it's not the rack's fault, it's just where I'm at, humidity issue. I got Pro Coco in there, or not Pro Coco, excuse me, but I got Reptichip in there, and I'm getting the condensation on the front of the tubs. Now my options is I can just not use the Reptichip in there, but I prefer to. So one thing I could do is cut back on how much Reptichip I put in there and only fill half the tub with Reptichip, preferably the back half, leave the front half open. I could also use a smaller water dish in there if I want to, which I'm already using little souffle cups in there, so they're not real big bowls anyways. Or I could actually drill holes in the tubs. I really don't want to drill holes in these tubs. I really, really like these tubs, so I really don't want to do that. So I'll probably either switch over to newspaper, or not newspaper, but paper towel, or I'm just going to go ahead and use less Reptichip. Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just give you a brief look at the rack and the thermostat, which I use. When all the thermostats I use in my room are Vibarium electronic thermostats. I love them. Very dependable. I have never had a problem with them at all. And I mean, other than that, I have nothing to say. I mean, I am super happy for this rack to be here. I'm happy to be using it, and I'm happy to say, as much as I like my ARS rack, and I would love to have Freedom Breeder in this room, due to the size of the room, I am probably going to be converting over to everything to CSerpents other than my ARS 7020 rack, which will stay here, and those will be for the bigger breeder girls to be in. But so let's go ahead and show you this rack, and let's take a look and see what we got in there. And so let's go ahead and do it. So what we have here is our new holdback rack, or one of them. We have a few more coming, and this is the V-18 from CSerpents. I love this rack so far. Super light, really nice tubs, only 3.5 inches tall, 18 inches long, and they work great. As you can see, this one's empty, of course. But we'll go ahead and show off this one here. And what we have here, back here, is a Yellow Belly Poss BHB line chocolate. have a beautiful inchy het red axanthic yellow belly. Put your shades on for this one. Orange Dream Pastel Fire. So we got Orange Dream Firefly. Blackhead Yellow Belly. Bell. And then we have this insane female here, which is a blackhead, spot nose, yellow belly. And what we're using for a thermostat with this, obviously the VE100. And as you can see, we got our time of day, current probe temp, and I tell you what, I love this rack. So there you have it. And like I said, man, this rack is amazing. And like I said earlier in the video, I'm only going to be converting my entire reptile room over to the CSerpent racks other than the AR-7020. These melamine racks to the side of me here, on my left-hand side, are going to be going. I mean, these things have served me great, but they're heavy. Thing weighs probably about 250 pounds per melamine rack, made out of 3/4 inch melamine. But it's time for them to go. And I won't get rid of them. I'm not going to sell them, but I'm going to use them for something in the future. And like I said, super happy with the CSerpents V-18 8-tub rack. It's amazing, and I can't wait to make my next orders. As each month passes by, I'll be getting a new rack in and starting slowly converting everything over. So everything you see on this side where these two melamine racks are going to all be CSerpents. And then this corner over here, everything's going to move, and I'm going to have all my hatchling racks here. Still keep my work table right here, and then right behind you guys is the 7020 ARS rack. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you guys out, and then just stay tuned for the hobby tip that I have for you on this rack. So don't click off yet. Make sure you watch this hobby tip, because it's going to help a lot of people out. Okay, hobby hack for the V-18 from CSerpents. Even though this rack only has 8 tubs to it, which are the V-18 tubs. I know 8 tubs, sometimes you might need to make room in that rack for actually more hatchlings, if you want to use it as a hatchling rack. And guess what? The FB5 is actually working there. 18 inches long, 5 inches wide, 3.5 inches tall. Fits perfect in there. And with the V-18 only holding 2 tubs per shelf, with the FB5s you can do 3. So you can turn that from 8 tubs into 12. So you can't go wrong with that. So there's your hobby hack for the CSerpents V-18 8-tub rack, or even the 16-tub rack. You can put 3 of these per shelf. So you can turn 8 tubs into 12, and you can turn 16 into 32.